Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Arsenal Football Manager 2021 series. Once again, thank you so much for all the support that you guys have shown so far. If you want to keep that going for me, remember to drop a like on today's video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It's very, very much appreciated. Now, we've got an awful lot to get through today. We've played lots and lots of games off camera, but we're going to start with a little bit of transfer news. We have had a transfer out of the club, and it's a pretty big one in terms of a fee. We've actually sold Cedric to Ajax for £15 million. You know, he's 29 years old. He's not really going to get near our first team this season, to be honest, so I thought it would be best if we sold him. And, you know, when Ajax offered £15 million, I took it. So 14.5 of that, I think, has gone into our finances at the moment. Oh, we've actually gone up even more. 15.3 at the moment is in our transfer budget. Now, the window is closed. That's really the only bit of significant transfer activity. I did think about bringing in another striker, but at this moment in time, we had Lacazette. Had is a strong word. We'll talk about Lacazette in a minute. We've got Lacazette up there. We've got Nketiah as well. And I didn't want to change the team around too much. Of course, you saw in the last episode that we signed Martin de Roon, who's been absolutely amazing for us. I'll show you a couple of assists that he's actually done so far in a little while. But I think the deal for Cedric was quite good. That money's now in our finances. And then if we really need to change anything, we can look to do that in the January transfer window. The other person to discuss at this moment in time is Mesut Ozil. He's unregistered for the Premier League. He sort of takes away a slot from our squad registration. He is registered for the Europa League, so he can play in that competition, but we cannot give this guy away. We really can't. His wages are so high. There's interest in him from some teams, but they just cannot pay his wages, and no one put in a firm offer. We tried to give him away for 15 million. I ended up dropping it all the way down to 11 towards transfer deadline day, and absolutely nobody took him. So he's still at the club at this moment in time. I'm hoping we can maybe get a little bit of money for him in January. Otherwise, we're just going to end up losing him on a free at the end of the season. Now, we have also had the Europa League draw. As you can see, we're in a group with Milan, Victoria Pilsen and Wolfsberger. We're going to be playing Victoria Pilsen today. I've actually already recorded episode 4 in the past. We featured games against Milan and against Chelsea, and for some reason I had a few issues with the audio and it wasn't good enough for me to put out. I'm not going to put rubbish out there or any kind of voiceovers towards some of the videos that we make. So unfortunately, we've lost that. We'll go through the results in a little bit, but as you can see, we're doing okay in the Europa League. 2 games, 1 win and 1 draw so far. So we're on course to qualify from that group. So here are the fixtures that we've played off camera. You saw in the last episode us beat Leeds by 3-0 on the opening day of the season. We followed that up with a 1-1 draw against West Ham at the London Stadium. A game that we actually didn't play very well in, and Aubameyang got an equaliser for us right at the end of the game. So we were lucky to come out of this with a point overall. But we followed that up with a 3-1 victory against Portsmouth in the Carabao Cup 3rd round. And what you'll notice here, if I look at the team that we're putting out, all of my players are really getting some decent game time at the moment. This is kind of like my cup side. Aside from de Roon, he was making his debut, he was gaining match sharpness. So all my squad at the moment are pretty fit because they're getting action in the League Cup, also in the Europa League as well. And then we've got the opposite scale of the end of the spectrum where we've got the team that are ready for the Premier League. You know, the players that I know are my most important and they're going to perform. But we beat Pompey by 3-1. They actually took the lead in the 20th minute, but by half an hour they were down to 10 men. We took advantage. De Roon scoring on his debut, Xhaka grabbing a goal, and Kolasinac also scoring a goal for us in a 3-1 victory. We then had a really big result against Man United at the Emirates, where we won by 2-0. Goals in that game coming from Willian and Thomas Partey. We had miles more shots than them. United created absolutely nothing. I was pretty surprised. This is up there with my strongest team that I've got available, aside from Lacazette, who's having an awful season. We'll talk about him a bit more in a bit. We beat Leicester on penalties in the Carabao Cup 4th round, and then we went to West Brom, won by 2-0 in the fixture at the Hawthorns. In that game, we got an early goal, or early-ish, 25 minutes from Willian, who's really weighing in with the goals so far, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So a 2-0 victory there. And then another big result at the Emirates. We beat Liverpool for the second time already this season by 2-1. Bukayo Saka grabbing both goals. He's having an incredible time at the moment. Such a good player, this guy is. He really, really is. In the Europa League, he scored 2 goals. As far as the Premier League's concerned, he scored 4 goals. His average rating is absolutely through the roof, and he's improving all the time. Absolutely loving Bukayo Saka and what he's offering at this moment. But we followed a good game against Liverpool up with a poor game against Wolfsberger. 1-1 in our opening game of the Europa League Group B. They had a goal disallowed actually on 9 minutes, which I thought, we've got away with this. This is the team that we put out there, pretty much a second string side, and then they scored just before half time to make it 1-0. Once again, Bukayo Saka coming on and grabbing us a late draw in that one. So 1-1 in that game. We lost to Chelsea. These were the games that I actually recorded that didn't work out properly. We lost 1-0 to Chelsea. It was a really poor game, to be honest, and they scored a goal in the 10th minute through Hudson-Odoi. Aside from that, nothing really much happened. The stats don't really tell the story. It was just a dull game, but at least we then bounced back. This is, again, another game I recorded. We played Milan at the Emirates Stadium, and we absolutely battered them by 5-1. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang got a hat-trick, a penalty in the 3rd minute, and then in the 26th and the 55th minute, making it 3-0. Ante Rebic got a little bit of a consolation goal for Milan, but then Bukayo Saka and Martin de Roon scoring the goals late on in the game to give us a 5-1 victory. We absolutely destroyed Milan, who had Zlatan Ibrahimovic up front, and he did nothing. Didn't even see him kick the ball. So I was really, really pleased with that result. And, I thought, a visit from Zlatan, it could be a really tricky game, but it wasn't. We absolutely cruised through it. Now, speaking of Martin de Roon, I need to show you this assist against Liverpool. This is the kind of thing that he's doing. So it was the first goal that Bukayo Saka scored. And the assist was incredible. Just the vision from him. Let's see if I can show you this. So he picks up the ball here, and look at this threaded through pass to Bukayo Saka. Straight through, knocks it into the net. Absolutely amazing stuff from Martin de Roon, and he's really showing us his value so far. Now, Alexandre Lacazette has been awful this season. He's currently injured, and he's going to be out for 2 to 3 months with a broken foot that he actually got in an under 23s game. That I was trying to get him fit, give him a little bit of confidence. Said go and play 45 minutes in the under 23s. Comes back with a broken foot. But he's played 1 game in the Europa League, scored no goals. He's made 2 starts and a sub appearance in the Premier League, scored no goals. His average rating is just absolutely awful. Nothing out of him in the Community Shield either. He's having a nightmare season. Maybe I should have sold him. And the other person that people were asking about was actually Martinelli. I've seen a couple of comments. He's another one that's injured at the moment. He's out for between 5 weeks and 2 months, but he's currently in our under-23s. He will feature in our first team this season, definitely, because his attributes are absolutely fantastic. So in terms of the Premier League table, we currently sit in 3rd position. We have played a game less than most teams. We're playing Southampton in the league today, who are rock bottom. 1 win against Everton, 1 draw and 4 defeats. They have not made a great start to Premier League life this season, so I'm hoping that we can get 3 points out of them. In terms of the Europa League, we are top of the group after beating Milan, and we're in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, and what a game that's going to be when we play Spurs, a North London derby in a Carabao Cup quarter-final. Cannot wait to play that one. So first game of today's episode then is against Southampton. This is the side that we are putting out there. It's almost our strongest side. So Leno starts in goal. Tierney, Gabriel, David Luiz and Bellerin at the back. El Neni in that defensive midfielder role today. Xhaka and Partey will partner up in the middle. Saka, playing from the left, Willian on the right, and Aubameyang up front. We have got a few injury worries. We've got players coming back to fitness, so Pablo Mari and Mustafi as well, they're coming back. Maitland-Niles, this poor guy, every time we play him, he gets injured at the moment. He's already had 3 injuries this season, so he's struggling for game time. Pepe just coming back to fitness. He got injured in the Liverpool game, and then obviously Lacazette with his broken foot will not feature today. But that's the side that we are going to put out there. Let's have a look at the Saints team. So there's the Southampton lineup. Danny Ings featuring for them up top. They've got Redmond. Ward-Prowse, who is their captain, is going to be a key player for them. And let's hope that we don't give away any free kicks around the box. Right, let's get into this then. We're normally good and strong at the Emirates, so I want to see a good performance from this team today. And we have been on good form. Obviously, in the last Premier League game against Chelsea, you know, we didn't quite adapt. We didn't get it right. But the game against Milan, where we won by 5-1, should be a bit of a boost for us. So half an hour in, this has been the worst game ever so far. Absolutely nothing happening. We should, you know, Southampton should be devoid of confidence this season. I want to try and fire the boys up a little bit, see how that works and if anything goes on, but they should be devoid of confidence. They're bottom of the table. We've had a great start to the season, but so far we're showing absolutely nothing. Right, come on boys, we've been absolutely awful here. We really have. David Luiz with pretty much our first highlight of the game so far. It's really not been good enough. Another chance from a corner though. Here's Saka. Whips the ball in. Ings clearing the danger for Southampton. It'll drop out to Kolasinac, who we've brought on for Tierney, who's taken a bit of a knock. We've also taken off Thomas Partey and brought on Darun. Here's Hector Bellerin. Back towards Xhaka. Lovely ball towards Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Tame shot, though, straight into the arms of Forster. Got to try and push for something in these final few moments of the game. Ball in. Only comes out as far as Gabriel, though, for Arsenal. He whips it in towards Aubameyang. Big tackle from Southampton at the back. I thought the play had stopped for a penalty then, but they end up clearing the danger. But we haven't shown much at all today. And I think this is going to be the final highlight of the game. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Aubameyang's got the ball, driving forward with it. We're on absolutely ultra attacking at the moment. Here's Saka on this right-hand side. Trips in the box. Play goes on. Aubameyang in towards El Neni. Straight at Forster in goal again, though. And it looks as though this game is going to end with us only receiving a point. Here's El Neni. We've got about 20 seconds left. Reece Nelson's into the box. Shot gets blocked once again. And Southampton will bring the ball upfield with Armstrong. And that will do it then. Full time. Arsenal 0. Southampton 0. I think we're beginning to see 1 or 2 little hangovers, you know, from the games in the Europa League. That's what I'm noticing so far. You know, when we got the draw in the first Europa League game, we followed that up with a defeat to Chelsea. We beat Milan in the Europa League. We followed that up with a 0-0 draw against Southampton. Not good enough, but we carry on. We need to see what we can do. So second and final game of today's episode then, as we take on Victoria, I think it's Plzeň, of the Czech Republic. We are going to play a rotated side because I need to get some more match fitness into some of these guys. So this is how we're going to line up. Runarsson starts in goal. Kolasinac, Holding, Mari and Chambers at the back. Darun, Ceballos and Willock in midfield. Nelson will start from the left. Pepe on the right, just coming back from injury. And Eddie Nketiah will start up front for us. All the rest of the team are on the bench. We've got 11 subs on there. Some guys are not registered. We couldn't get them in. Three unregistered, 3 injuries. So we are 1 player short of actually filling the bench for this game. But let's jump into it. Hopefully we can get another 3 points in the Europa League and we can actually get a little bit of form going. Right, hopefully we can do this then. Callum Chambers making his first appearance of the season as well. He's been out injured for quite a while. So we need to make sure we get the 3 points in this game and have a really positive performance. Here is that man Chambers, crosses the ball in. Danger gets cleared. And Plzeň will try and hit us on the break. Here's Darun. I think we'll have a bit too much quality for these today. You know, if we're beating Milan 5-1 at home, we should be beating these. Here's Kolasinac into the box. Ball gets deflected, out for a goal kick. But positive start from us so far. So 25 minutes in, still 0-0 as it stands. And I have to bear in mind that this is the second team. It's going to take him a little while to get into the games. Here's Reece Nelson, who's covered most of the pitch, back towards Pepe. And there we go. We finally have ourselves a goal in this episode. Nicolas Pepe on his comeback. That's actually his first goal of the season. You love to see that. Into that bottom left-hand corner. Really good run from Nelson. He's getting quite a bit of game time in the cup competitions this season. Just laid it off nicely. And that will do Pepe all the good in the world. Tell you what though, this team are no mugs. They're definitely going to be really trying hard to get back into this game. And they're playing the ball around quite nicely. And they're in. And it's a great block from Holding at the back. Nelson clearing the danger for us. Down towards Pepe. Can we get them on the counter-attack? Pepe is going to continue to carry the ball. Great ball over the top to Eddie Nketiah. And it's a good save by the goalkeeper. We are definitely going to have to keep an eye on a few of the players' fitness in this one. You know, remember, this is a backup team that we're playing at the moment, and we're only 1-0 ahead. I think we'll probably make some substitutions in a bit. But Plizen are going to be on the attack once again. And they've kept the ball pretty well in this game, to be honest. They don't tend to make too many mistakes. And with 20 minutes to go, they're the team that's on the attack. Here's Kopic, who's been really good for them all game. But Kolasinac manages to tidy up for us at the back. Ceballos clears the danger. Down towards Pepe, who's probably a man we'll look to take off in a bit. But he has been the man of the match. Drives into the penalty area. He goes down. And they're going to consult VAR to see if this is going to go to a penalty. And it does indeed. It looks like a penalty to me. And Pepe is going to step up. And he has the opportunity to score his second of the game. And he completely misses. Wow. We cannot seem to put this game to bed. And there we have it. Full time, a 1-0 victory. Not the most convincing result, but performance-wise, I actually thought that we did okay. So that result continues to keep us top of the Europa League group. Milan actually beat Wolfsburg by 4-0. So we sit in first in that group stage. Milan sitting in second place. Plizen in third. And Wolfsburg in fourth. But we're 4 points clear at the top of that group from third place anyway, with 3 games to go. We should be okay qualifying for the second round. In terms of the Premier League table, we have dropped down to third with that unfortunate point that we got against Southampton. Not quite good enough from us there. And I don't know, form-wise, we just aren't putting in as good a performances right now as what we were at the start of the season. But let's have a little look at the schedule and see where we'll come back. So we've got, we will try and feature the Milan game in the next episode. So we'll play these games off camera and we'll come back for episode 5 for the game against Milan at the San Siro and also the Aston Villa game at Villa Park. But guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please do leave a like on the episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.